And we are back. You got us live. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. We have a great show for you today. Andrew Kippen from Boxee, the VP of Marketing. We got Rob Spectre, developer genius. We're going to talk about those Streamies that played last night's second annual Streamy Awards. Got a lot to talk about there. And a video or two, as always. We're going to blow this out the box. Let's get it on, dog. eGuiders live. Woo. Good energy. You like that? Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is how we do it here. This is how we do it. Look at this. Okay, here we go. This is April 12th. Episode 7. Woo-woo!
Ow!
Yeah, eGuiders live.
Lucky number 7.
Dude, I didn't know we had a license to kill today.
Oh,
007.
007. How you doing? Right over here we have Andrew Kippen from Boxee.
Hello, everyone watching at home.
Rob Spectre, developer genius, apps developer. We have a special announcement coming up later in the show regarding that. I'd like to introduce Mr. Brian Rothy, our man driving.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, what day? Bye.
What's this over here?
Hey, how you doing? How you
Pretty
doing?
good. How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, Boxee, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good thing.
I think we're going to talk about it today.
We are. First, I just want to thank our sponsors, Bit Gravity, Live Stream, Wirecast, and the beautiful blue microphones. I love it. I love it. So, what do we got going on today? We got Boxee in the house.
A little Boxee.
So tell me, what is this Boxee I hear so much about?
Man, Mark, I'm glad you asked.
What is this Boxee?
So Boxee is free software for Mac, Windows, Linux, doesn't matter. And essentially, we want to help people like you who are making great content on the web bring it to the TV screen.
Yeah.
So for a content provider like you, that's what we do. For a viewer like you, we give you an interface that's really nice on your TV. You sit back on your couch with a remote, and you can watch eGuiders whenever you want. You don't have to put up with the keyboard and mouse. You're not looking at a little tiny screen.
Or TV shows, anything. It could be photos. It could be a lot of things. It's just not.
Could be music. Could be things like Pandora or Last.fm. Could be photos from Flickr and Facebook. Could be mainstream TV shows from Fox, NBC, all those different places that you go online to find content. You can watch movies from Netflix. So the goal is to bring everything that you love about the web, put it on your TV screen.
Right, and I've been following you guys for a couple years since you kind of had your alpha site up, and blown away. I truly believe this is how people are going to look at television in the next 5 years. This is how people are going to communicate with their media in multiple platforms. And I still think that television is kind of the most communal way of watching content. It's a more group-oriented experience. And you know, I think we should just show a video that we shot at CES that talks about this new product that you guys have coming out called the Boxee Box.
The box.
The Boxee Box.
So this is a box that we're partnering with D-Link, who's a big home networking company. They do a lot of the components really well that make streaming throughout your home and streaming off the internet work really well. So we partner with them to do this Boxee Box. So let's see the video.
Okay, this is featuring Mr. Avner Ronen, the CEO. Here we go. Okay, it's gonna be good.
I think convergence is definitely here.
Your e-pass to CES from eGuiders. An inside look at the Boxee Box.
I think convergence is definitely here. The technology is ready. People have enough bandwidth at their home. And there's no reason that the living room is going to be disconnected from the rest of your social life. You're always connected now with your mobile phone. You're connected on your laptop. And the TV is just another big screen. Users, they don't care about where the content is coming from, whether it's satellite, IPTV, cable, or the internet. They care about their shows, they care about their content. And when they care about something, they also want to share it. So the Boxee Box is going to cost less than $200. It's going to do 1080p videos, Flash 10.1, so almost anything from the web you'll be able to play, and comes with a remote control that enables you to easily navigate the UI, and there's also a full QWERTY keyboard behind, so you can type and search and share easily. The main menu of Boxee allows you to access the key section, so movies, TV shows, music, photos.
Yeah, he has a personality.
There's also shortcuts that you manage. A shortcut could be anything in Boxee. It could be an application, it could be a TV show, it could be a folder. If you go to the home screen of Boxee, then what you see here is you'll see your queue. So if you're at work or at school, and you want to, there's a video you came across and you want to watch it later, you can just send it to your Boxee queue and it's going to be waiting for you on the TV.
It's a nice
and
angle
the
on
feed
that shot,
is a
Mark.
place for you to get recommendations from your friends, people you trust,
Trying to
and
get it
value
all in
their
one shot.
recommendations, and they can recommend music or movies or
He's a
TV
big man,
shows,
too.
and you can click and play that media directly.
Most
The
people
featured
don't.
section
Most
is a
people
place for
don't
us to
handle a
promote
low-angle
our
shot that well.
partners and
He pulls it off.
content that we like. The application section is the place where you can find applications from across the web. There's over 300 different applications that enable you to access music services and photo services and video services. You can search the applications and find them and launch an application. If you really like an application, you can add it as a shortcut, add it to your list of favorite apps. It really enables the user to take control over his living room experience, which is something that we believe is really missing.
Yeah. Right on, right on. That is the future right there. That is the future. So pretty impressive. So CES was a huge kind of coming out party in a way for you guys, right? You launched the beta, and what else was going on? And tell me something about some of the accolades.
Yeah, so Boxee as a company has been around since 2007. We launched in June of 2008, and we won that year. We won CEA's Innovation Stage Award, and so that was kind of like a good kind of first run. And then this past year at CES, we came out with a brand new interface that's really improved from where we started. And then we also partnered with D-Link to do this Boxee Box, which we were totally overwhelmed by the response that we got for the Boxee Box. We won almost every single major award from Laptop Magazine. We were a finalist for Best in Show from CNET.
You guys are wonderful.
Thank you. We were really overwhelmed, and more so than anything else, I think it points to the fact that this is something that people are really interested in. Like, this is something that there's a ton of demand for. Things like Windows Media Center and Myth TV and XBMC have been around for a decade, but they haven't really caught on yet.
Yeah. I mean, look at Rob's hair. I mean, it's fucking it's on end. I mean, he's so blown away. He's like, make it stop. It's so
that's
good.
exactly how it happened. You know,
Yeah.
I had an executive crew cut, before CES, and then directly after that, this was the only possible reaction to have. Like, I think one of the most amazing things about CES in particular was like, I mean, the accolades are great. We love to see it, our work praised in the press. But the thing that was amazing to me was just all the users that were coming up and were interested in the Boxee Box. There was always like this ginormous line by the booth, and everyone was super excited and super friendly, because I think for a long time the living room has kind of been this disconnected experience.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that you get your social functionality, you get your web content, in the same place where you consume most of your other media.
Right.
So I think that was the big deal for me. It was just seeing all the users come out. It was great.
What do you say to people when they say, well, I got a Wii, I got this, I got that. Do I need another component? Will you guys be reaching out, and will you only be able to use stuff on Boxee Box, or in the future will people be able to find that content in other ways?
Yeah, so the goal for us is really to make it as easy as possible for a consumer to adopt Boxee. So if you've already invested a ton, so I have, I've got my big screen TV, I've got my stereo, I've got my Blu-ray player.
Check.
I don't want to go out and have to buy a new $1,500 TV to get this experience.
Right.
So, for me, the Boxee Box is a good fit.
Yeah.
For other people who maybe have a Mac Mini in their living room, so they already have a computer that's connected to their TV, they just download the software for free. Right. Beyond that, so as we look to next year, Boxee will be embedded in TVs. It will be embedded in Blu-ray players. And the goal is for us, we really view the TV as just another screen that you can access the internet on. So anything that plugs into that TV or on the TV itself, we want to enable a Boxee experience.
Is the Boxee Box something that it's part of the equation? Like, what percentage of it is, the main thing? Is it going to be the main thing that you're pushing? Or is it one component out of a greater landscape of how you kind of can discover the Boxee experience?
So I think, as we look at it, so we already have 1 million users who use Boxee as software.
up from 600,000 just from a few months ago.
Just from 6 months ago.
Mazel.
Toda. So, as we look at it, certainly the Boxee Box is kind of the first product that we've endorsed and put our brand on. So it's a flagship product for us. It's
Right.
something that we really want to see succeed. And I think for us, we also view it as a first step into the living room.
Yep.
So it's, it's kind of it's our flagship product, but in a lot of ways it's also a proof of concept to say, we see a ton of people buying this, putting it in their living room, and totally changing the way that they view content.
Yep.
Watching things on demand, whether it's from Hulu or from Netflix, watching Facebook photos, streaming music from Pandora. We think it's really going to change the way that they interact with their TV.
I agree.
And so I think we really see the Boxee Box as something we want to come full force and put a lot of our energy behind. But at the same time, it's one of many that are to come.
I like the look. It's like a little monolithic cube.
Yeah, it's
Right,
really
it's huge.
slick looking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere in your media center, like in your entertainment center setup, as long as it's on top.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the way
good.
we designed it.
Yeah, make it so they have to put it on top. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we're going to be showing it a little bit, but I was so blown away by it that I said eGuiders needs to have
An
an
app.
app.
Yeah.
And when I was trying to figure out who to get to build the app, I was led to Mr. Rob Spectre.
Yeah, that's right.
And creating widgets or anything technical, there's a lot of room for error. And I just want to say thank you because it made the process so easy. We were able to build an app, and this is for all the people out there that have websites. This thing was all from very beginning to end. I think 2.5 weeks we had this up.
exactly. I think it was exactly 10 days. So
It blew my mind, and it wasn't just like bing, boom, bam. It was done. I mean, we went through testing. It was just.
yeah, I mean, we went through several iterations, and I think that's one of the things that's really attractive from an engineering standpoint about Boxee as a platform, because it already integrates with the existing web infrastructure that's out there.
Yeah.
We're not like a proprietary provider of hardware who says we are demanding a particular type of protocol to be used or a particular type of transport to be used. Boxee is meant is an open source product, but it's also integrated with all the open source standards that are out there. So. With a website like eGuiders, which is already built on stuff like XML and RSS feeds, it's very, very easy for them to get integrated with the Boxee platform and get something really, really good, really, really fast.
Yeah, and it's amazing that you could actually show. You think of Next New Networks or Revision 3, and you go there, and it's great. They do good stuff, but you're just getting Revision 3. And I think what's cool about what we're doing for eGuiders too is you could just get you're following actual guides, and in the future we think you're going to get your content from either experts or friends, really. And
Are you still in my line, Mark?
am I? You had that all prepared.
Oh, there we
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
There we go.
But we do have a kind of an announcement to make. We work together. You guys work together building apps. And
I met you because of the work that you did with Rob.
yeah, I was super impressed, and I'm always singing your praises.
Thank you.
And what's going on with Rob here at Boxee? How did it start? Like he's freelance. What's happening?
Well, I think maybe Rob should talk about how he got started programming apps for Boxee.
Well, it was funny because it happened. It was funny because it happened. It happened like entirely by accident, and it was a interesting experience because last year there was a developer competition that I had a couple friends who were involved in. They had an event at the Mezzanine in San Francisco, which is one of my favorite venues. And I went to it and I spoke with some of the developers there, and they're like, Rob, I know you're really into web right now, but I got to tell you, developing on the television is a really, really unique experience. It's a very interesting use case, and the personal satisfaction that you get and the instant gratification that you get from working with a platform this simple is something that I haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was a very compelling story. So, one weekend I sat down with the developer documentation and created a little app called Auto-Tune the News. And within a week and a half, the app had taken wings. It had been installed by a bunch of different people. I was watching people referencing it on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, I'm so excited that I'm finally able to watch How to Tune the News on my television as opposed to, in my office or on my laptop, or worse, or the worst conceivable circumstance, bringing your laptop to the living room, interrupting that, communal screen that you described with this, foreign thing that doesn't really belong there.
Right. And giving you cancer while it's on your lap.
Yeah, indeed.
Nuking your nuts.
And ensuring that your children are going to have an extra set of chromosomes. Like it's such a horrible experience, and people were really relieved to have their favorite web content on there. So with that kind of positive reinforcement, I released a couple other apps that were very well received, like Fail Blog, which is like still one.
That's a great blog. Yeah, we pull some nice stuff from there.
Yeah. It's a terrific content. And
the Streamies, I think, was going to be on there.
And it's a great party app. Something like Failblog is meant to be in the living room. It's meant to be when you have your friends over at a party. You're like, you have got to see what happened to this guy in the Zamboni machine. And so after I released a few of those, Avner contacted me over email, and he's like, "Listen, we got a lot of people that are wanting to come to Boxee, and we don't have enough time to develop all these apps. Do you think you might want to talk to a couple people?" And one of those first people were Mr. Mark Ostrich for a project called eGuiders.
Yep.
And after that, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked.
So
great.
We were amazed to see Rob. Essentially, his day job was developing Boxee apps.
Yeah,
and that's not the big announcement that Rob developed the eGuiders app.
No,
there's actually more
there's
to
more
that.
to it.
There's more to that story. Do you wanna do the big news? Big news here coming, ladies and gents, in the web world.
So Rob will be joining us as of Thursday as our senior app developer. Is that the title? The title that we developed?
It's lead app developer.
Lead application developer.
I'm getting made. I'm joining the family.
Yep.
Woo! Thank you.
Goodbye, freelance world. Hello, steady check.
No, it's good. It's gonna. I'm really stoked to be working with the team, and in particular, I think the part of the gig that I'm gonna like most is working with the developer community, because we have a really talented core of developers who have hopping on the platform, and they're just cranking stuff out every single week that'll blow your mind. And so I want to really work with those guys closely.
Well, let me pour a drink for you. I salute you. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Mazel tov. Here.
Oh,
have some Pellegrino, please.
There we go.
Would you like a little bit more?
I would love some.
There you go. It's a little chilled.
I'm schwitzing a little.
So we have the Boxee Box app open. We also pulled in a picture of the Boxee Box. If you want to just cut to that, look how beautiful. Just so people could see it.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Look at that. What are the dimensions of that thing?
It's about 5 inches. So if you think it's probably about the size
of
as
this
tall,
thing right here.
Yeah, as tall as one of these cups, as tall as a Coke can. So even though it looks monolithic in the photos, it's really not that big.
I was hoping it was like 5 feet by 6 feet.
5 feet by 6 feet.
You could use it as a table.
There you go.
You could use
It's a coffee table that you plug into your TV.
All right, well, we have, say I'm a guy just downloaded Boxee. Here we have it on the screen here, and I'm brand new to it. Why don't we show our viewers what this looks like?
Sure. So I think the good thing to know, so Boxee does really 3 things well. First is internet content. The second is local content, so personal media that you have on a hard drive or your home network. And then lastly, social. So if you want to share stuff with your friends, you can do it on Boxee, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Twitter. But those are kind of the 3 areas that we focus on. So if we jump right into the Boxee interface, I think first and foremost we should show off the eGuiders app.
Okay.
You all right with that?
Yeah, and do we have a cell phone that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have one right here.
Here, let's go to the wide shot. We could show. One of the amazing things is your iPhone, right, can sync as a remote control to control this experience. And if you get a 2-shot, we could get a nice close up of that thing. There you go. That's an iPhone. You may have heard of it. It's a new product that's going to come out.
They're a little popular.
Apple?
For Apple.
Right, from Peach?
Pear? Was it?
Okay, so the Apple comes out, and you guys created an app for this to use as a remote control in the living room experience. So you could sit there with your iPhone and navigate.
Yep.
Brilliant!
Brilliant.
Brilliant! I'm losing my mind already. I'm losing my mind. Okay. Sorry, I
You just lost it.
lost it
Are you
because I'm
back
so
now?
excited because this is gonna blow the world away.
Well, this is the only remote control I know of that you can call to find when you lose it.
Exactly. So okay, we got our phone here. You want to navigate?
Pretty good one.
Sure.
You want to navigate?
Sure. So we're up on screen.
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is just
Here we go.
scrolling along. The nice thing about the iPhone remote or the iPod Touch remote is I can go over to the search bar, hit enter, and actually the keyboard pops up here. So instead of going on an on-screen keyboard, I now have my iPhone keyboard that I'm used to searching on.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, there's
What's that?
eGuiders.
That sounds like a great app.
And we can jump right into it.
Wow, that looks. Hey, that almost looks like our site.
It almost looks professional.
Yeah, and then you could see this. You could have this experience from 10 feet away, and be on your couch and be scrolling through, these different choices. And this is an XML feed that's being brought in from our actual website, so it's updated daily, and you're just seeing what is happening on eGuiders now on Boxee, and it changes up every day. There's no fuss, no muss. Like we set it up, and it kind of runs on its own, right? I mean, I'm not calling Rob every few days. Hey, what's going on? It's all automatic. It's all set, and you run with it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's the way Boxee is meant to, is designed to work with. It's designed to work with content developers on the web, and
Yeah.
and you shouldn't have to change your website in order to be on the TV. And with Boxee, you don't at all.
Yep.
Let's show like maybe Alice or a quick clip, just so people can get a sense of what it's like, to see a video play for a few seconds.
Sure.
Okay, we're just going to use our remote,
And this is
our Apple remote. We're just using.
Extremely responsive remote. As soon as I hit the button, it starts working.
Now it's loading up.
We're getting ready.
Oh yeah.
This is a trip.
So yeah, this is a great series of music videos formed from Disney movie sounds. It's trippy time.
Yeah.
Are we?
What is that? What is that caterpillar doing? Who are you?
I am the Margarita Man.
Ooh. All right.
So-
So that looks beautiful too. It just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's got a great image, and then up here we can go to that social aspect I was talking about.
Yeah.
We can actually hit share and have this go out to your Twitter feed.
Right. Because I love it so much. Why wouldn't I want to share it?
Why wouldn't you want to share it? And every time you share it, it's going to point people to the eGuiders site, so they don't have to have Boxee. They can just click on a link, and it'll load up the site for them. Or if they are within Boxee, they'll get loaded up in Boxee.
I'd say that's a fully immersive experience.
I would say so.
Well done, young chap. Well done. Well played, young man. Well played.
So one of the cool things that we're releasing in the next version, probably due out within a week,
Do tell.
is actually being able to pull in feeds from Twitter and Facebook. So right now, if you share stuff on Boxee, you're getting a feed of things from your friends that they're recommending to you. But we want to be able to pull stuff from new places as well. So if you're following people on Twitter and they're sharing videos, you'll be able to watch that in your Boxee feed, which is on the home screen. So I'll just jump back.
Bam! Look at that.
Into
It's
that.
already there. You're there.
Yeah. So it'll show up in here. Same thing with Facebook. So if you link it up with your
Yeah.
Facebook account, and you can see you get comments from friends about the different episodes.
Look at that.
So it's once again, we don't want to make you do extra work.
Yeah.
You as a user
Brilliant.
or you as a content provider, we just want things to work for you. So you can, join things up on Facebook if that's what you're really
Yeah.
passionate about.
And it could be just not web videos. It's photos, music. Look at the top of that screen. There's TV shows. I mean, you have a lot of stuff.
You've got everything
A lot of
here.
stuff.
Anything you want in your living room.
Now, do you mind if I get Mike Wallace with you just for 1 second? One more
Oh.
question.
Please.
Here it
I'm gonna
comes.
get Mike Wallace.
Please.
Just I have one Mike
Hold
Wallace.
on.
question.
Let me take off my glasses.
Yeah, here. This is
Serious, huh?
When do you think we'll have a dashboard, a client, something on a client side where people who do have apps can check it out? What kind of priority is that for you? Is that something that's coming down the road soon where, say, I have an app which I do, to be able to go there and see how many, be able to tweak it a little bit. Is that available, or is that coming down the road?
It's coming down the road. We actually just had a big management meeting in Israel where a lot of our R&D is done.
Yeah.
And this was a major priority that came out of that meeting for us. And it's been one that we've wanted to do for a long time, but just haven't had the resources. And I finally got resources committed to it. We're working on a statistics dashboard for content providers and so that we can get more visibility into popular content and kind of expose that to users.
Great. Well, maybe Avner could meet me over here at camera 2, at the close-up camera here. Avner, come on. This is going to be really good. You can get this going, Avner. Come on, it's going to be huge, all right? You're a great guy. I love it. You're doing great stuff, all right? Keep it going. All right, so that was good. I just wanted to get intimate with him for a second, get a little one-on-one time.
Understood.
I think it was very, very touching myself. I was moved.
Yeah,
CEO to CEO.
Yeah, so, all right. You guys are in town, it's not just for the eGuiders. I know you kind of flew down and make special time to spend some time in the studio, but what are you guys doing here? What are you guys doing in LA?
So we came to attend the Streamies, the second annual Streamy Awards that were held last night.
We got a beautiful picture together.
Oh, we did, as a matter of fact.
We did get a beautiful picture.
I think the two best looking guys there, by far.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
That's a happy couple.
I don't know who the more, who two more attractive men could have been at that event other than the probably every other guy that was there. But
maybe the streakers.
We'll get to that.
Oh, indeed.
So
but it was a great show. For me, it was a huge treat because a huge treat because a lot of these people are folks that I've made Boxee apps for before, like Phil DeFranco and Autotune the News, and of course you guys at eGuiders. So being able to kind of go for one night and kind of celebrate this new medium with these people that have become my heroes in the sense that I've been trying to bring them into the living room. It was a great experience, and it's awesome to be able to have just a couple hours to talk with that community because they're working on amazing stuff right now.
Yeah.
And how is Boxee affiliated with the show?
So we, if you look at it, you've got all the people who make content for the web in one room, and then you've got all the people who love content on the web watching live. Mm-hmm. So for Boxee, it was a natural fit to sponsor and work with the guys at the Streamies to talk to that audience about Boxee and how they can get the content from the web onto the TV screen.
We should put on our sunglasses.
We should.
For this segment of the show. This segment of the show.
The world looks better this way,
That's
I think.
true.
Doesn't it?
A little bit.
La vie en
true.
rose.
Indeed. The rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
So good. So you were there. So thoughts?
It had its ups and it had its downs. I think overall there were a lot of people that were frustrated by the event. But I like to say that it was maybe not indicative of web content, but it was indicative of the web. So there were naked people, there were lewd jokes, there were highs and lows. There was a musical. It made me laugh. It made me cry.
Right.
The whole range of emotions.
Yeah,
it really
was.
It really was. It was a roller coaster.
Paul Schlier was an amazing host.
Yeah, he was hilarious. He was absolutely killed it. Really, really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple things almost killed it.
Couple things went.
But they finished it.
They did.
They did get to an end. Yeah. So
they stuck with their guns.
My thought of it was it felt like I was in an Ed Wood movie. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Plan 9 from Outer Space, but I felt like I was in another universe. I was in this kind of B or C or D movie that just was going like it's a Roger Corman thing. That just was like,
where's it gonna go next?
Hold on, because you don't know what's going to... Somebody could actually die. I thought someone may die tonight.
Well, Cuddles from Happy Tree Friends did in fact, have that unfortunate accident with the light that came down on his head.
Yeah.
From Happy Tree Friends, those and just poor luck with those animals. I don't know what keeps happening with them.
Yeah. So, I'd like to show... I shot a little bit behind the scenes, and then we could show... other people have had thoughts that have been coming out from the day... From Felicia Day to iJustine, apologies and kind of just general kind of like, wow, that really doesn't represent who we are as a community and things like that. But I think there's a lot to learn from this experience, you know, and I think I do hope there is a Streamies next year, and you know, this space. It's not like the space is going to go away. We just need to find better ways of validating this content and celebrating it, and not trying to chase Hollywood in a way, and trying to be authentic about who we are as a community and strip it down. You know, I was at the first year Streamies, and I thought that was a great show. And so, you know, I think the Tube Filter guys will learn a lot from this. And you know, what advice would you give to them?
You know, I think from watching the acceptance speeches of last year, I saw Felicia Day essentially say, "Look, I'm a square peg girl, and Hollywood only writes round peg parts." And I think, you know, going back to what you said, it's like they need to accept who they are, accept their identity, and understand that they don't have to put on a huge Hollywood production. That it should just be real and intimate and genuine, and I think people will get into it. And I think that's, you know, maybe I didn't go to last year's show, but I think maybe that was more of the vibe last year.
Brian, didn't you like the vibe last year, Brian?
The vibe last year was great, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for a first
show.
First show was excellent.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Very well done.
So let's cue up. We have a clip of some of the footage I shot with my Kodak ZI-8. Kodak was also one of the main sponsors of the show, and
Do they sponsor you guys yet?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We're working on it. It's a long process, but we're getting there.
Yeah, not like these Blue microphones, which have been amazing.
Look
to
at
work
this.
on.
Day one, they were there from. I said, "Blue, please come," and they arrived.
I think on every conference call that we have in the future with Andrew, we're going to have him pipe through a blue microphone at this point.
You just get lost in it.
It makes such a huge difference. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Look at how close you can get.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be that close. You want to be 1 to 4 inches from this bad boy.
Indeed.
So I should start. Oh,
Yeah.
that is nice.
Yeah, right?
That is nice.
So
I feel that.
There's the sweet spot.
So let's show some of this footage that I shot last night just from my seat and around the event. Okay, so it starts off like any other award show. There's a big line. Look at this. Hey,
Look at those beautiful
hey,
people.
Orpheum Theater downtown. The Streamies.
Oh, they made it on the marquee.
Oh, what is this? An opening number? Oh,
I like how the whole crowd's like,
a lot of slack jaws.
If there
look
were
at that guy with the hat. That guy.
If there was a thought bubble over the entire crowd, it would be WTF.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see this. This is the photo of a streaker.
I don't know if you want to see.
Yeah, it's better that it's a little blurry.
I just streaked the Streamies. I streamed the Streakies.
Streak the Streamies. Yeah, those are the dudes that streak the Streamies or stream the Streakies. So yeah, so that was just a couple little moments of what I got, but don't trust me to it. We also on YouTube there is a moment here with Lisa Nova and Chris Hardwick presenting an award, and you could just see some of the shenanigans that
It's a good word for it.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
There were some shenanigans.
There was a might bit of hooliganry.
Yeah.
Even.
Look, the whole, we'll get to it and then we'll talk about it in a second. Here we go.
On to our next award.
Okay.
Please welcome Chris Hardwick from Back on Tops and Lisa Nova from YouTube's The Station.
Hey, round of applause, please.
Yay, Lisa.
She's a...
This is going on.
What?
What?
What's going on?
No.
Is that real?
That's
Is this
so-
planned?
This is not part of any bit we planned. I'm not fucking around right now.
Oh.
I made out with Lisa Nova, and I got a finger in my ass.
That wasn't a finger.
Oh, shake tarts! Yay! Oh, I'm so looking forward to mouth herpes. Awesome.
So-
My friend.
Oh, awesome.
Those are my
Good job,
friends. I'm
guys. Yeah, no
sorry.
one kicked them out. Leave them right up front.
I
Good idea.
apologize.
Good idea.
She's trying to cover. That was a nice attempt at a cover.
It
was.
I
When
am
the host
shocked
comes out
considering
and
the
tries
caliber
again.
of this award show thus far.
Flawless.
So now Chris does a little speech coming up. Is that after?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
yeah,
up.
it's
Should I kite forward to it?
You know what?
Do I start?
Yeah.
Tonight we are going to present the award
Sorry,
for
the
best drama.
presenting speeches
Chris,
felt
wait.
so forced.
I know this is a bad
And I
time.
think Chris just got fed up and said, "You know what? I'm freestyling this one," which actually ended up working out really well.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes.
I can't do another hacky comedy bit. This is the Streamies, goddammit! Arguably the most important show on this street tonight! Well, this show is so important, they played buddies who had already won awards. Woo! But you wanted it. You know, you can't just stop a DVD player with a button. You gotta stick your finger in it and stop the disc with your finger. There's lasers. It can cut it off. This is bullshit. You guys deserve better than a stupid comedy bit. The crew deserves it better. You deserve better, Paul Scheer. The 1,700 people who got free tickets, most of whom are out there getting some air. The internet and a bunch of presenters I've never even heard of.
Wow, he had the breakdown there. I think that was that was a cathartic experience.
Yeah, well, I think for the entire crowd. At that point.
Yeah. So, wow.
Taking the glasses off, huh?
Yeah, it's just too intense.
Yeah.
It's just all too intense.
The wheels came off. The wheels came off.
They did.
But you know what?
But they kept going.
They kept, and it made it into the station.
Yeah.
You know, it may have not had doors. It may have lost the wheels. You know, the engine was steaming, but they made it. They made it in. So you know.
I will say, you know what? When the wheels did come off, Paul Scheer did an amazing job. He's a improv comedian with Human Giant, and he came out and he killed it, and he was actually really funny when he got to improv, as well as his opening monologue. But yeah, the improvisational stuff was great.
And I want to say for all the people who are interested in actually who was nominated and who the winners are, and if they, because there were a lot of talented.
Yeah.
A lot of talented people, and there were a lot of great content that was nominated. You could check out eGuiders and go to our exclusive page, and at the exclusive page at eGuiders.com, we'll run it through and show you who was nominated for what, who won what, where, why, how. Brian, right? There's a lot of nice stuff on here.
The Bannon Way was huge.
It's the full list of winners, so check it out.
Yeah, and you could entertain yourself with an afternoon of this, I think, and you'll actually really do experience what the best, what the web has to offer in terms of original online content, and it is special, and it is a space that does need to be validated and acclaimed in some way, because these guys are the pioneers. We're the pioneers that are putting this forward, and last night may not have been the best representation of it, but it shouldn't reflect on the actual content creators themselves.
Well, I think the list of the winners is very representational of the year that web television had, because there was amazing work on there. From the Odd to the News guys getting honored, the folks at Know Your Meme, Between Two Ferns, which I think is some of the most brilliant comedy I've seen, like reaction comedy and improv comedy that I've seen in a very long time. Not just by the dude from The Hangover, but also by his guests, were just absolutely amazing timing. And I think for this year, past year in particular, like the comedy work that was produced by the web television space was amazing. And if you take a look at that winners list, you're going to get a really, really good taste of it.
Yeah, and hopefully next year, we'll do it. We'll do it again, and we'll get a third crack at it.
Hey, I mean, this is the internet. It's not going away.
Exactly.
Indie content producers absolutely aren't going away. And I think if you take a look at the reaction by folks like Felicia Day and iJustine and a lot of the other people who are have said
Ileana Douglas,
who are saying whether they're saying things positive or negative, you can absolutely tell that they really, really care about this community, and they have fully invested themselves in it.
Yes, I agree. And one of our eGuiders who's great, his name's Jeremy Redleaf. He won for Odd Job Nations.
Indeed, and great work he's been doing all year.
Incredible work.
So good.
And he's kind of like the Steve Martin of eGuiders Live. He's already been on twice. We've been on
right on. So, excellent.
So he's great, and it was great to see him win for Best New Web Series.
Indeed.
So we congratulate you. Nice job. Mazel, mazel. Very good. And the show wouldn't be eGuiders Live if we didn't show somebody's favorite video. And we do have a video from you, Andrew, that you picked. And why don't you set up what we're about to watch, and what is it so special about it that why we're watching it?
So this is
and I like how you're sticking with the sunglasses. I appreciate that. I like how you're sticking with it.
AK is
gotta be
hardcore.
true. I got to be true.
It's true.
So one of my all-time favorite movies is Star Wars, and I think for
That's a big shock. Huge surprise.
For people who,
That's such an obscure film.
not a lot of people have seen it, but for a generation, for maybe many generations of people, Star Wars represents like this classic marquee film where this entire world was created, and you have this huge backstory, and it's something people are so passionate about. And so one of those people who is so passionate about it is a friend of ours, Casey Pugh, who started this site called Star Wars Uncut. And the goal with Star Wars Uncut was to create a new version of Star Wars A New Hope, so Episode 4, the very first Star Wars movie, to divvy it up into 15-second segments and let the community remake each segment.
Open source API.
Open source the movie.
Crowdsource, this memorable film.
Yeah.
So he put that out there. I think there are 437 different pieces, and he's had over 1,000 submissions. So he's got multiple takes for different scenes, and what he's been doing over the past month or so is putting them all together to create one movie from all these different clips that could be animated, they could be live shots, they could be little kids dressed up in tinfoil, they could be professional actors, they could be Lego, as we are about to see. So it's a really amazing project to see the creativity in the Star Wars community, and he's about to release the film at a film festival in Copenhagen.
Beautiful. And it kind of goes along with this idea of disruptive media, right? I mean, he didn't go into it like getting clearance from George Lucas. He said, this is what I'm going to do. And it kind of goes along with people are going to make what they want to make now. And that's the bottom line. And if hopefully Hollywood will be able to embrace it and go with it and learn from it and work with these content and not be run from it. They have to realize that people making this stuff are fans. They're not trying to rip off the brand. They're trying to embrace and evangelize the brand, right?
Exactly.
So,
Casey is a huge Star Wars fan, and he's now working with Lucasfilm on the next project to enable him to do Empire Strikes Back.
You see?
It's a celebration.
Yeah,
it's
really
absolutely
is.
a celebration.
And the internet gives you the ability to do it on your own, and hopefully you hit the ball when you go to bat like this kid did, and then it gets you to the next level.
And it brings together so many people who are passionate about the same thing, which is great because Casey's met people he would never have before.
Great. Let's watch a clip of this. Here we go.
Band?
Okay, I'm probably gonna cry here just so you
I remember this. I remember this scene.
Don't do it.
No!
Luke, come on.
Come on, dude. Get out of there.
Run for it!
Oh
no! What's gonna happen? I love Chewbacca.
Yeah, this Chewbacca I think is award-winning.
It's riveting.
It's just a
Sweeted it, right?
Yeah. I love these guys.
Whoa.
Carrie Fisher looks great.
Yeah, look at that.
I love C-3PO.
Oh, sad.
We're coming up on their sentry ships. Hold them off. Angle the deflector shields while I charge up the main guns.
People are so creative with the
very
way they do
watchable.
this.
Oh, it's so
cool. Look at that.
He's gone.
Look at that.
There isn't anything you could have done.
All right. I think
Come on, buddy, we're not out
I
of
think
this
for
yet.
I think people will be able to for the go check it out. This is the teaser for the feature film.
Yeah, so if you go to StarWarsUncut.com, there should be stuff there, but you can also watch the video. You can watch the whole thing. So that was just a piece of it,
Right.
of the trailer.
Right now it's on eGuiders.
On
and,
eGuiders.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for turning us on to that video. I think it's a great idea, and I wish them, a whole bunch of success with it. It's a great. It's so current in terms of where the space is and what people are doing, and
Definitely.
And like the video we saw earlier, Alice. It's the same thing. And interestingly enough, Disney let that video. They were really impressed with that video, and if you notice, they haven't taken it down. They actually gave that guy a little kudos, and to have that come from Disney is huge, huge. So how do people get in touch with you? They say, I saw these guys on eGuiders Live. How do I get in touch with them? How do I follow them? How do I keep updated with them? Andrew?
I'm Andrew at Boxee.tv. You can go to Boxee.tv and check out our website, download the software, try it. And we would love to hear back from you. We're also at Boxee on Twitter. And we have a Facebook fan page at facebook.com/Boxee. So
I've heard of that Facebook.
Have you?
Yeah.
The face space?
My Tube?
My Tube.
Yeah.
My tubes.
Yeah. We love to hear from users. We love suggestions. If you want to build your own app, you can go to developer.boxee.tv.
Yep.
And we'll connect you with Rob. And
He is a genius. Look at that hair. People who have hair are not geniuses.
Right. What you don't realize is that his head actually extends up to the top here, and
That's
this
true.
is just brain.
Yeah.
Right
It's
here.
it's conical. It's kind of sad. There's some horrible accident when I was a kid. I don't like to talk about it.
It wasn't the movie Airplane. You weren't inspired by Airplane. I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. How do people find you, Rob?
Well, I'm at DNOT on Twitter. That's DNOT with a 0. And, of course, you can find my Gonzo blog on Boxee Development at gonz.tv. Gonzo plus Boxee equals gonz.tv.
Is that 2 E's on Gonzi?
2 E's on Gonzi.
That's the thing. All the kids are doing it. Double E's.
Nice.
Double
Double
E's.
twice.
It's nice. It's nice to have that extra vowel just in case on a rainy day.
Yeah.
You have it.
True.
You have it.
Who has a name? Look, Boxee. 2 consonants, 3 vowels.
Done.
Boom.
Crazy.
Done. Thank you.
Finished.
Yeah.
So, look, this was a great show. We encourage people to check out eGuiders.com, check out the studio. We have a show every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. like today, doing it daily. And we have a show, the B-Side Live, which is for record enthusiasts, where we spin vinyl records. That's the B-Side Live, Thursday, 9 p.m. PST. And we're doing a little thing called Two Live Jews. It's a little side project, just, it's kind of my alter
It's
ego.
hilarious.
I can't wait.
Dude,
A little
it's so
thing.
funny.
It's up. You go to the studio page, check it out. And, once again, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Boxee for being here. And
Our pleasure.
Thank you, Brian, for driving
No
driving
problem,
us.
Mark. Another good one.
So let's take us out. eGuiders. Thank you.